From the campus of Columbia University inside Levian Gymnasium, the Ivy League Digital Network is proud to present the 2015 Ivy League Fencing Round Robins. Widely regarded as one of the premier college fencing events, the nation's top teams and fencers will battle for the Ivy League crown.
It's day one, and all eyes were on the Princeton women. The reigning champs have won the title in 5 consecutive seasons and arrive in New York red hot, having gone 11-1 in the Northwestern duels. On the men's side, the Columbia Lions and the Harvard Crimson share the title, and this season both teams are highly ranked. Harvard even added new firepower with the addition of super freshman Saber Eli Dershowitz. Harvard was up first, and the team is getting ready.
You can do something incredibly special today. And all you have to do is just take it. You know you've trained, you know you've got what it takes. So just go out on the strip and do it. Let's go.
The Crimson opened against Yale. Harvard's men would go 7-2 in each weapon to take the decisive 21-6 victory. The Crimson women would sweep the épée 9-0 and go 7-2 in the saber and foil to win 23-4. The Columbia men began their title defense with a morning bye before meeting Brown in the first afternoon match. Last season's most outstanding performer, Jeffrey Loss, got the Lions Saber squad out to a roaring start. He won his first bout 5-0 en route to an 8-1 day. All-Ivy finisher Adam Matthew excelled in the foil with a 7-2 day as Columbia downed Brown 19-8, then beat number 8 Princeton 18-9 to set up a showdown with Harvard. On the women's side, Princeton has not lost a match at the round robins since 2009. An opening win over Cornell put them at 33-0, but up next was a tough challenge: the nation's top-ranked team, the Columbia Lions. Princeton's épée squad was terrific, taking 7 of the 9 bouts, but the Lions counter with their foil team led by Jackie Dubrovich. Behind her 3-0 record, the squad posted an 8-1 win. The saber would be the decider. Dania Hu came up big, knocking off Desiree Major, helping Columbia to a 16-11 win and ending Princeton's streak at 33. The afternoon session brought a pair of upsets. First, Penn's All-Ivy Saber Shaul Gordon was locked in a battle with Harvard's Eric Zhao. Zhao would come away with the victory, but in an even bigger upset, the Penn men walked away with a victory over the Crimson, taking the bout 18-9. The feature match of the day had the co-champs slugging it out. Harvard Saber Eli Dershowitz capped off a perfect 12-0 day with an opening round win against Columbia en route to Harvard winning the day. The Columbia women headed into the final match of day one of competition with essentially the Ivy League title on the line, as Columbia and Harvard were both undefeated on the day at 2-0 and 3-0 respectively. In a back-and-forth match, it was the Lions that came out on top 17-10 to remain unbeaten and stay in first place. Once again, the foil fencers excelled, with Dubravich's 3-0 effort leading the way and Liu and Taffel each going 2-1. The épée squad saw each of its competitors post 2-1 records, while a 2-1 showing by Ivanov led the Sabres. The women's standings after day one: Columbia was 3-0, Harvard 3-1, Penn 2-1, Princeton 1-1, Cornell 2-2, Yale 0-3, and Brown 0-4. On the men's side, Penn was 2-0, Harvard 3-1, Columbia 2-1, Princeton 1-1, Yale 0-2, and Brown 0-3. Day 2, and the Columbia women continued their march towards a title. The top-ranked team in the nation started with a win over Yale and then took on Cornell with a chance to clinch a share of the Ivy League title. Jackie Dubrovich, Margaret Liu, and Sarah Taffel combined to sweep the foil, leading Columbia to a 20-7 win over the Big Red. The Lions were halfway home, but wanted more. They were looking for perfection. With number 8 Penn standing between them and a perfect 7-0 record, Margaret Liu was on the strip with foil in hand. Columbia wins it 24-3 and are the 2015 Ivy League champions.
Our goal was to take it home today at our home court, and I'm really proud of my ladies. They did a great job. When I saw that I scored the winning touch and I saw my teammates rush to me when we won the Ivy champion, for sure not sharing it for ourselves, that was just indescribable feeling. I just have been waiting for that for a long time, so it felt great.
It's incredible, especially for the women, since we've come in second and third the past, 5 years, 6 years. So it's fantastic to be able to finally come out on top. They work so hard. They inspire me every single day. They're incredible people, and just to see that all our hard work has finally, amounted to an Ivy League ring and championship for Columbia, there's no words to describe it.
I knew the kids could do it. They fought hard. Sometimes we were down. They came back amazing. The women, they were flying all day. It was fantastic.
On the men's side, there were 4 teams alive for a share of the Ivy League title. The matchups to decide the dual champions were Harvard versus Princeton and Penn versus Columbia. The Quakers got out to a fast start and took an 8-4 lead. But Columbia fought back. Wins by Jeffrey Loss and Will Spears set the stage for Brian Rowe. The junior epee was on the strip, leading 4-3 with an Ivy title just a touch away.
4 seconds. Go!
Columbia wins the match 16-11 to win their second straight Ivy title.
I was resisting looking at the score because I didn't want to look at it, but obviously, I knew the situation, and I was thinking I don't represent just my squad or just the men's. I represent my school, so I just put everything out there. It's the only bout that counted for me this entire year, and I just laid everything down. My parents supported me since I first started. They've been at every tournament. They don't care if I win or lose. As long as I put my heart out on the strip, they're there for me, and I can't thank them enough.
This takes a year off my life every time I do it. Last year in the final, I couldn't even watch. I was across the room, and I was talking to someone. I was like, just keep me distracted. And I turned around, I saw everyone going crazy, and I ran over and started cheering. And so this year I was like, I gotta stay and watch because we're gonna do it again. It's so hard to keep that emotion the whole day, but you have to do it because everyone's doing it too. And it's a matter of pride that you go out there and you got to take home the title, got to take home the rings.
The Harvard-Princeton matchup was a classic. With the score tied at 13, junior foil Jerry Chang and freshman Thomas Doody were tied at 3. Chang went ahead 4-3, setting the stage for the winning touch. Harvard wins a thriller 14-13 for their 9th Ivy League title and 3rd in the last 3 years.
We were up and they made a great comeback. Eli fenced great, continued his perfect season. We had some great fencing on foil. You know, Jerry Chang at the end just carried us home. It was great fencing on épée. I mean, I loved every single part of it. It was great. Like, I mean, this is how we won freshman year. It was down to 13-13, and this is exactly how we won this year, and I love it.
It's so special. I mean, after all the times of seeing Harvard Duke the last few years and like watching all these teams compete for it year after year, finally being able to be a part of like something bigger and like being a part of a team that just came together so well and brought it together in the end, it's just so special.
This particular tournament is the most competitive tournament in the entire country and one of the most exciting events in the world in fencing. And we were just fortunate enough to win it again, but it was very, very close as it was last year. And my guys just prevailed, but I'm very, very proud of them. They're very tough today, mentally and physically. They were ready.